Don't give up. Don't give up. Just because times get hard, just because something's challenging, don't give up. Don't give up. Here's why. I want you to look back on your life. There have been times when you wanted to give up and you didn't. And look where you are now. Now, it may not be where you want to be, but I can guarantee you this, there's a version of you in the past who wondered how it's going to get through this. And it's looking at you right now, the one who made it through, and it's looking at you like this. You'd have done anything to be where you are right now, back then. But see, you forgot because you made it. We only pay attention to the fire when the fire is actually hot. But once the fire goes out, we're like, oh, it's gone now, okay, what's next? You forget that you have made it through something difficult before.
The next law is what is called the law of belief. Law of belief simply says that whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality.
If you believe it, if you really believe that you could be something, if you have that little voice in your head saying, hey, you got talent, you could do this, then follow that voice.
To believe in yourself beyond, without a doubt. Believe in yourself and don't rely on anybody to believe in you. Don't rely on anybody to push you or make you better. Believe in yourself and only yourself, and allow that human being to make you a better person.
We become what we think about most of the time, and that's the strangest secret. This is why thinking is so vital. This is why a goal is so important, because we will become that.
You're only one win away from changing everything in your life. So whatever you do not stop now.
I dare you for the next 6 months to absolutely believe in yourself like you never have before. You've been so focused on everybody else's pockets, their successes, and wondering why you haven't gotten there too. You are envious, you are jealous, but you are too afraid to admit it. Focus on yourself, laser f***ing focus for the next 6 months and watch your life change. You're playing with your potential, you're doing things the wrong way and you know it. It's time for you to finally f***ing win.
Don't become a victim of yourself. Forget the thief in the alley that's after your purse. What about the thief in your mind that's after your promise? The thief in your mind that says you're too short, you're too tall. I'm asking you to conquer that thief even though you find him in your own consciousness. I want to reassure you that you can do it. I want you to reassure you that you can make the decisions. I want to reassure you that no matter what the night, no matter what the storm, no matter what the difficulty, there isn't anybody here that can't figure it out, find some things to do, step at a time, yes. Minute at a time, yes. Day at a time, yes. Week at a time, yes. But there isn't anything you can't walk away from. There isn't any challenge you can't overcome. I want you to have that kind of belief in yourself.
I bet you and I have a lot in common. We're not the strongest, smartest, or richest people we know. We're not the fastest or most connected. We're not the best looking or most talented. We don't have the best genetics. But what we do have is something a lot of those other people will never have: the will to work. If there's one unavoidable truth in this world, it's that there is no substitute for putting in the work. There is no shortcut or growth hack or magic pill that can get you around the hard work of doing your job well, of winning something you care about, or of making your dreams come true. People have tried to cut corners and skip steps in this process for as long as hard work has been hard. Eventually, those people either fall behind or get left in the dust, because working your ass off is the only thing that works 100% of the time for 100% of the things worth achieving. Work works. That is the bottom line. No matter what you do, no matter who you are, my entire life has been shaped by that single idea.
I will win, I will win, I will win. When that negative voice pops into your head and tells you that you don't have it in you, that you should give up and go back to your old ways, that you don't have any chance at succeeding, you must tell yourself that you will win, as conviction is one of the greatest powers that you possess.
Comfort is the silent killer. Every big decision in life comes down to it. The life you want versus the comfort you have. And the painful reality of it is that that discomfort never ends as long as you're continually challenging yourself. And so as long as you want to keep growing, you have to get comfortable in the fact that you will always feel like you're losing, you will always feel like you're not enough, and you will always feel like you have skills that you lack, because you do. And so most people pick comfort, but your dreams live on the other side of discomfort if you're willing to pay that price and go through it.
Along the way to mastery, you walk the way alone. But self-mastery, mastering something, is always about yourself. And if you want to master yourself, well, you're gonna challenge and face yourself, and this is happening alone. If this room is completely dark, I am alone. Even if somewhere behind there, I see a spark of light, I see a spark of hope, which is behind there. Yeah, but for me, experiencing here, there is still the gap of darkness in between me and the spark of hope. So around me, for me, it's dark. And I don't have anybody left and right for me.
I get it. Change is hard. But staying in the places that you've outgrown and no longer belong is destroying you. It's making you not trust yourself. It's burying the magic within you. And here's the truth. The magic happens when you stop shrinking into places that you no longer fit.
You know what's funny, man? I've always hated this time in the winter. January, February, when it's just been depressing and demotivating. Dark as cold as balls. You know, the holidays are over, there's nothing else to look forward to. You slowly fall off your routine, you choose the warmth of your bed over the cold morning drives to the gym. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that those feelings, those perceptions of winter only exist because I choose to give my attention to them. But now, for the first time in my life, I'm loving this. I'm loving the frost, I'm loving those pitch black morning runs when the only thing you can see in front of you is your breath. There's nothing else on the road. And I keep building and gaining more energy, power, momentum from it because I choose to give my attention to it. I want to focus on that. And those feelings are here now because we're choosing to stick to our commitments, even when all those external variables are the most unfavorable. At the end of the day, the winter is just a metaphor here. Never bet your happiness, your desire to grow, your own personal motivation on someone or something else's external bullshit. You're still the creator, you're responsible for yourself, and you choose what's favorable now so you can always dictate what's favorable later. And I know it sounds cheesy, but when your desire to improve and help yourself burns bright inside, brighter than it's ever burned before, it'll keep you warm, and no season or circumstance will ever dictate your progress or mood again.
Place your confidence in you and validate that for the rest of your life, so when the external comes crashing down, you're still left with something. Life, however, is not about being alone and guarded. So work to find the people that will actually protect your confidence and trust in them. Confidence in the self is not the final destination. It's the first step to building enough internal value to open up the opportunity to surround yourself with better people.
To promise yourself that you are not going to go home a loser. And you will fight to the death to maintain your promise to yourself. I would rather die than acknowledge to myself that I'm that loser. To build yourself up, to have a certain amount of, let's say, responsibility for yourself. This is why I'm emphasizing all the time in all of these years, make yourself strong. Make yourself strong. We all want peace, yes. But here, in our place, we not just want to have peace. Peaceful and strong. This combination I prefer better. In a cycle of life, where everybody, if you're just a little bit aware, you can feel something is shifting. Some people are not willing to maybe adapt to the change. Some people are not strong enough to adapt to the change. Some people don't know how to put it into practice in order to go with the change. And now comes the time what is about you.
It may seem dark to think about it this way, but it's true. We are constantly dying every day, as Seneca said. Life is a one-way street. Time marches in only one direction. Things are always ending, always coming to a close or getting closer to one. Marcus Aurelius knew this, but he didn't let it get him down. In fact, he found some reassurance in it. When we cease from activity or follow a thought to its conclusion, he observed, it is a kind of death. But this doesn't harm us, he pointed out. In fact, we look forward to many of these cessations and conclusions. Think about your life, he said, childhood, boyhood, youth, old age, every transformation a kind of dying. Was that so terrible? Of course not, it's just how life is. From one end comes another beginning. Nothing lasts forever, nor will we want it otherwise. Instead, we have to accept change, if not embrace it. We have to accept that none of us maintain anything or any form forever. Instead, we are transitioning, always, some quickly, some more slowly. Everything is tinged with a kind of dying. Everything is a phase, including the life we're lucky enough to live right now.
The standard isn't a goal you aim for when it's convenient. It's a line you refuse to cross, no matter how tired, uninspired, or tempted you feel. Most people let their standards be dictated by how they feel in the moment, but you're not most people. Your standard is the commitment you made to yourself. You don't adjust it for the weather, the mood, or the circumstance. Because the way you hold your line in the dark when no one's looking is the same way you'll rise to the light. Your standard is unbreakable, and so are you.
Is that all you need to do is live? That's all you need to do. Like, because life is this spiral, it's this infinite spiral of expansion. Everything that you need to happen is going to come to you within the spiral. So if you miss an opportunity, it's going to spiral back around and it's going to come back. Everything that you need to happen in your life is going to happen. Whether you try to make it happen or not, it's going to happen. It's guaranteed. You're going to end up where you're meant to end up, regardless of what you think or what you do or how you occupy your time. All you need to do is just keep going. Keep swimming.
What you want to trust that something greater could happen, and that's not something that's very easy. So when we get to a point where we're so happy with ourselves, we're no longer looking because we feel like we already have it, that's when the synchronicities and the coincidences and the miracles and the opportunities begin to show up in our life that prove to us that we are the creators of our life.
Thinking is something different than experiencing, than sensing, than feeling life itself. This is why all these methods, stop thinking, meditate, discipline your thoughts. Stop thinking too much. Don't go into the past, don't go into the future, be in the present. Why? Because only then it's possible that the mind is free, the capacity is free, and now you're completely immersed into whatever you are doing. And this means you have arrived. You have arrived.
The truth is, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. And that's the best news you'll ever hear. Because if it's you versus you, the power is yours. Always has been.
Stop waiting for change to happen, because it could be years and years and years. It could be decades. It could never happen. Change could never come if you're just waiting for it. So make the change right now. If there's something you know or you want to change, and I'm sure you have a list of things, write them down. What do you want to change in your life? What needs to change for you to achieve the things you want to accomplish? What do you want to change to be happier? What do you want to change to be more fulfilled? What do you want to change to be more passionate? Do it right now. Make the change.
I think motivation is complete garbage. It's never there when you need it. It's not a matter of will, it's a matter of skill. And it is a skill in life to be able to feel what you feel and then do what you need to do. It's acknowledging something we all struggle with, which is that moment of hesitation, that moment of self-doubt, that moment where you're standing on the sideline aching to jump in the game, but you are holding yourself back. The just is everything.
What's the most useful thought you could leave to the world?
Driven human beings are going to always feel like they're behind.
Hard work looks horrible. It's not motivating. It's not motivating at all. It looks like a man being stuck in a dungeon and there's no way out. But you have the key. But you refuse to use it.
You can do anything. You can have whatever you want. Sometimes we just need a reminder to believe in ourselves.
When you're in the middle of a struggle, it never seems like you're going to get out of it. You feel it, and it's so difficult for people to trust the process or to trust that it will get better. It does get better. I am better. Everything's better. And I just didn't see the light. I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I thought there's just nothing but this feeling that I couldn't endure.
There's a Sartre quote where he says, "I have led a toothless life. I have never bitten into anything. I was waiting. I was reserving myself for later on, and I have just noticed that my teeth have gone."
I think one of the major plights of humanity, myself included, is the expectation that life should be different than it is. Idea that whatever we have right now is not what it should be. And I think should is the root of all pain. And so I've tried to eradicate should from my life and just lean into is. It just is this way.
I wanted to feel something besides defeat.
You're the only one that can pull yourself out and like save yourself. Like truly, there might be people that can help you, you can lean on, but at the end of the day, there's one person that can truly make a decision and do things for you, and it's yourself.
If you don't change what you're doing and how you do it, nothing else will change.
One of my favorite quotes from Zig Ziglar is, "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great."
Figure out what you want, ignore the opinions of others, and do so much volume that it would be unreasonable that you would be unsuccessful.
We're so busy listening to the voice and shouts of everybody else, of everything else that's going on, that we can't hear the most important voice. The one we used to listen to all the time when we were a kid, our own voice. We forget to trust ourselves. We stop gambling on ourselves. Winning, this is how it feels. 90% of the time, you're gonna feel like you're getting your balls kicked in, all right? 8% of the time, you're gonna be confused and you're frustrated. 2% of the time, you actually win. And those moments come and go, and then you're back in the 90%. And that's the reality of a winner's life. People don't understand that. They think it's all about cruising around in a cool car with having a free and happy and easy and go-lucky life. And that's not reality, because true winners are built for the fucking fight. They're built for the battle. They don't find peace and joy and happiness in the win. They find what they're looking for in the fight.
I'm alone, look at me. There's nobody around. Nobody likes me, man. It is what it is. Sometimes in life, people are not gonna be around you to motivate you. They're not gonna be around you to push you, to celebrate you, to applaud you. You gotta do it on your own. That's what I'm doing right now.
You're not better than anyone in this world, okay? But no one is better than you either. And I mean no one. Because what's to say you couldn't make the same choices as anyone else and achieve similar outcomes? Everyone sees a rich person and thinks they're a god, but I just see a person that made a set of decisions that got them somewhere. Some people make better ones than others, of course, but the ability to make the right choices is available to all of us. And I think you owe it to yourself to make the best ones.
And look, I get it. The weight of the world can be pretty heavy sometimes. But so long as we have this belief in that our potential is greater than any circumstance we find ourselves in, doesn't really matter what we face along the way. And so it's just a matter of time. Just don't give up.
You don't look at the man you want to be in 20 years. You only have to fix one thing. Today. Just today. That's it. Do I have a problem with my dad today? No, I'm doing other stuff I'm not worried about. Am I a man that I can like and respect today? And when you go to bed at night, look back on the day and say, how'd I do today? And then go to bed and go to sleep. Wake up in the morning and say, all I got to do is be the best man I can be today.
At the end of the day, it's not the trophies or the titles you're going to answer to. It's you. Did you become someone you're proud to be? That's the real scoreboard. That's the one that matters. Because if you can't respect the person in the mirror, nothing else you build will ever feel like enough. Earn your own respect first. Everything else will fall into place.
I'm getting better every day for the rest of my life. That's it. There's only one way to go. What's the alternative, Joe? Right?
Yeah.
What is the alternative? I keep saying that to myself. What's the alternative? I'm not going to stumble around through life. I wasn't brought back here just to suffer.
At some point, you're going to have to bet on yourself. No backup plan, no parachute, no safety net, just a decision and the fire to follow through. The truth is, most people will never live the life they actually want, not because they weren't capable, but because they never had the guts to risk it. They stayed where it was safe, predictable, comfortable, familiar. They said things like, maybe later, once the timing's right, I'm not ready yet. And they said it until their life became a museum of missed chances. Because the dream didn't die. They did. Slowly, quietly, without ever making a sound. But you weren't built for that. You weren't wired to shrink. You feel it in your chest, don't you? That restless pulse, that voice that won't shut up, that knowing that if you don't jump, if you don't leap, you'll rot in regret. Because you can play it safe all your life. You can follow the script, get the job, smile for the camera, die quietly. Or you can burn the script, walk into the fire, and rewrite everything. You can chase the thing that terrifies you. Walk away from what's easy and walk straight into the unknown. Because here's the thing about risk. It's not the danger that's scary. It's the uncertainty. You don't know how it'll go. You don't know if you'll make it. You don't know if the parachute will open. But what if that's the whole point? What if greatness only lives on the other side of not knowing? What if the only way to become something more is to risk losing what you are now? Because every comfort you cling to is a chain, and every risk you take is a key. You don't build a legendary life by playing by the rules. You build it by breaking your limits, by doing the thing that terrifies you, by saying, I'd rather die chasing something real than live safe in something fake. You'll gain a version of yourself that never bows. You'll gain pride, dignity, depth, and the quiet power of someone who knows they bet on themselves and didn't flinch. You know what's worse than failure? Wondering what could have happened if you just tried. Laying on your deathbed asking, what if? Staring at a ceiling knowing you never had the courage to find out. That is the real risk. Dying full of potential, with none of it realized. You want to play this life safe? You want guarantees? Then settle. Blend in. Be average. But don't you dare pretend that's what you really wanted. Because deep down you know, that risk, that leap, that terrifying decision, that's exactly where your life begins. So take it. Jump. Start. There will never be a perfect time. You will never feel fully ready. You will never have all the information. Jump anyway. Speak anyway. Launch anyway. Love anyway. Live anyway. Let everyone else wait until the stars align. You're the one who moves before it makes sense. You're the one who bets it all. Not because it's safe, but because it's yours. This is not about recklessness. This is about refusing to live with a ceiling. This is about choosing meaning over mediocrity, freedom over fear, fire over comfort. The greatest risks you'll ever take will be the ones that look the most insane to others, but feel the most right to you. Don't betray that feeling. Risk it. For the vision, for the life, for the you haven't met yet. Because the only thing scarier than risk is staying the same.
So most people try to create a new personal reality as the same personality, and it doesn't work. We literally have to become someone else. In other words, thoughts are the language of the brain, and feelings are the language of the body. And how you think and how you feel creates a state of being. So then the person says, I am insecure. And whenever you say, I am anything, you're commanding your mind and body towards a destiny. So then most people's biology is, for the most part, their past. And so if you're not being defined by the vision of the future, some new possibility in your life, you're only left with the old circuitry in your brain and the old emotions of the past. So the question then is, can you believe in a future that you can't see or experience with your senses yet, but you've thought about enough times in your mind that your brain is literally changed to look like the experience has already occurred?
Every single day you one step closer, and you don't know how many steps away you are from your goal, or from where you want to be. And you know, me personally, I don't want to tell you, don't give up. Because it could be a mental switch. That's all you need to whether the next 6 months of your life is going to be the best 6 months of your life thus far. It's so easy to quit, bro. That's what everyone's doing, and we're not trying to be like everybody else. Always remember that.
Choose just one part of your personality to develop that would virtually guarantee your success. Persistence would be your choice. Napoleon Hill suggested that there may be no heroic connotation to the word persistence, but he said the quality is to the character of the human like what carbon is to steel. Persistence is going to keep you going in the face of almost every obstacle that you can imagine. It is based upon your focus being directed towards the positive polarity in life. You see, it's not difficult to find an individual who's persistently doing what they don't want to do and achieving results they don't want to achieve. A lack of persistence is not their problem. How they're using their persistence is. Ignorance and paradigms are the enemy that we must defeat. Everyone is persistent. Our objective must be to put persistence to work for us rather than against us.
You're not going to hit it out of the park on the first shot. But the crazy thing about how success works is that you only need to win once. That's the crazy part, is you only have to win once. No matter where you're at in your journey, you've just got to believe with all your fucking heart that you're going to make it. Because no one else is going to believe for you.
You need to believe and know that your one decision, one relationship, one meeting, one book, one thought, one something away from a completely different life. And when you know that, then you begin to look for them.
If I were to leave this earth tomorrow, the one message I want to get across to everybody that sees this is that life is really short. And when you get the opportunity to take a chance and bet on yourself, fucking take it.
And what most people do is when the struggle or the tough season or the adversity comes, they do every and anything to try to get away from it. Anchor down and embrace it. Anchor down and embrace it. And I promise you, the storm will eventually pass. But don't prolong the storm by trying to resist the storm. Put your anchors down, put your feet down, right? Like a tree that has deep roots, and embrace the storm, and eventually it will pass, and you will come out a stronger version of yourself.
The biggest misunderstanding about passion is that it isn't something you find or something that just comes to you. It's something you create. Too many of us go our entire lives wondering why we aren't lucky or fortunate enough to have a natural purpose or to naturally be passionate about something when it isn't even a natural thing to begin with. True passion isn't naturally occurring. It only occurs through the action of building it. And that's the irony of it all. True passion, purpose, is never one specific thing, but it's found through the effort that you give in of itself working towards that thing, or anything for that matter. So if you've always felt like you don't have a thing that others do that get them all excited to get out of bed in the morning, then just start working on all different areas of your life and let that love of giving effort fulfill you. Anyone can try, anyone can get it, anyone can invest in the idea of becoming. That's the purpose and passion that you've been searching so long for.
Why don't you think the highest of yourself? We all should think that we're great. There's no reason for you to not think that you're great.
If you genuinely believe in yourself, you are 75% already there towards your goals. Like you will accomplish them. If you believe yourself, put in the work, it's done.
Nobody can make you successful but you. If you don't believe in you, why should I? If you're not going to invest in you, why should I? You are with you every single day. You know you better than anybody else, but you want someone to invest in you that hasn't spent one moment with you? If you're not willing to do that? Of course you wouldn't. You believe in you.
Be the person that your mum thinks you are, or the person that your younger self wanted as a role model. Brave, courageous, earnest, honest, virtuous, like on fire. There's this quote from the ancient Greeks that says, "Live as though all your ancestors were living again through you." I really love that. We judge people based on how much life they can tolerate, how much feeling they can deal with and carry and enjoy. That's something that we should all try and have more of in ourselves, being that person that your younger self wanted as a role model.
What would your life look like if you had the ability to adhere to every single plan, every single dream, every single goal that you have set forth for yourself from the time that you were 10 years old to however you are now? What would your life look like?
Life has a way of testing you. Sometimes it feels like you're caught in a storm that just won't end. The kind of storm that leaves you drenched, battered, and clinging to anything that will keep you afloat. The kind that makes you wonder, how much more of this can I take? Maybe that's where you are right now, right in the middle of it. Maybe it feels like the universe is against you, like every step forward is met with 2 steps back, like no matter how hard you try, it's never enough. And when you're in that place, it's easy to think the storm will last forever.
But here's the truth. The storm will end. It might not feel like it now. It might not feel like there's even a glimpse of light on the horizon. But storms don't last forever. They can't. And no matter how impossible it feels, no matter how heavy the rain, the sun will rise again. It always does. The question is, how do you keep going until it does? When the storm is raging, you need something to hold on to, something that keeps you grounded when everything else feels like it's falling apart. That anchor could be anything, a goal, a belief, a memory, a purpose. It's not about pretending the storm isn't there. It's about finding something solid within yourself to hold on to when the winds are trying to pull you in every direction. Ask yourself, what am I fighting for? What is worth holding on to? It might be your family, your dreams, your future self, the person you know you're capable of becoming. Whatever it is, let it be your anchor. Let it remind you why you're still standing, why you're still fighting, why you haven't given up.
When life feels impossible, the big picture can be overwhelming. You look at everything you have to face, and it feels like too much, too big, too heavy, too far away. But you don't have to face it all at once. You just have to take the next step. Focus on what you can do right now, in this moment. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now. Can you make one phone call? Write one email? Take one step out of bed? Sometimes the smallest steps are the most important because they remind you that you're still moving. They remind you that you're still capable. They remind you that the storm hasn't beaten you yet. This isn't the first storm you faced. It might feel like the hardest, the longest, the darkest. But it's not the first time you've been tested. And if you're still here, that means you've survived every storm before this one. Think back to those moments when you thought you couldn't go on, when the pain felt unbearable, when you doubted whether you had the strength to keep going. And yet, you did. You made it through. You're still standing. Let that be your proof. Proof that you're stronger than you think. Proof that you've faced impossible things before and come out the other side. Proof that you can do it again. One of the hardest things about being in the middle of a storm is the feeling that it will never end. That this is your life now. This chaos, this pain, this struggle. But the storm is not who you are. It's something you're going through. It's not your identity. Accept that the storm is here, but don't let it become you. You are not your struggles. You are not your pain. You are the person who is weathering them, who is standing tall in the face of them, who is learning, growing, and becoming because of them.
Even in the darkest storms, there are glimmers of light. Maybe it's a kind word from a stranger. Maybe it's a moment of laughter with someone you love. Maybe it's the simple fact that you woke up this morning and decided to try again. Those small lights might seem insignificant, but they matter. They're reminders that the storm hasn't taken everything, that there's still good in the world, still hope, still something worth fighting for. Look for those lights. Hold on to them. Let them guide you forward. Storms are destructive, yes, but they're also transformative. They tear down what's weak, what's unstable, what wasn't meant to last, and they leave you with the raw materials to build something stronger, something better. This storm you're in, it's shaping you. It's teaching you resilience, patience, courage. It's showing you what you're capable of, what you can endure, what you can overcome. And when it's over, you'll be stronger, wiser, and more grounded than you ever thought possible. This is the most important thing to remember. The storm is temporary. The pain you're feeling, the struggle you're facing, it won't last forever. It might feel endless now, but every storm runs out of rain. Every night gives way to morning. When the sun rises again, and it will, you'll look back on this time and realize that it didn't break you. It tested you, yes. It challenged you, pushed you to your limits. But it didn't break you. It made you. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you face it. You can choose to let it consume you, or you can choose to let it refine you. You can choose to give up, or you can choose to fight for the life you know you're capable of living. The storm will end, the sun will rise, and when it does, you'll be standing there, stronger, braver, and more alive than ever before. Keep going. You've got this.
Why do we force? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career.
You're not going to score on every shot. Doesn't mean you shouldn't take the shots. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try to hit the goal.
Ever tried? Ever failed?
Like everyone else,
You want to learn the way to win, but never to accept the way to lose.
I'm gonna fail.
And you're gonna fail.
I'm gonna fail.
And you're gonna fail.
I'm gonna fail.
And you're gonna fail.
And I will succeed.
And then you're gonna win.
26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed.
If you wanna give up, you can give up. This is your choice.
I've failed over and over and over again in my life,
Now, the only place to go from failure
and that is why I succeed.
is to win.
You can't go back. Once you started this damn journey, you can only go forward.
Try again. Fail again. Fail better.
What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be?
The hardest choices require the strongest wills.
My brain, it cannot process failure. You're a failure? That's almost worse than death.
The number one reason why people underachieve and fail in life is because the fear of failure holds them back from ever trying. And the reason why people fear failure is they don't understand failure. They don't understand this critical point. If you can understand this point, it can turn your whole attitude around. It's simply this.
Failure is 100% necessary for greatness. To achieve greatness, to have that success, you've got to fail as many times as possible.
Remember, you can't move forward without having failures. It's just impossible.
The truth is, whatever game you play in life, sometimes you're going to lose. A point, a match, a season, a job. It's a roller coaster with many ups and downs. And it's natural when you're down to doubt yourself.
People should know that they never will be able to go through life without failures. Failures make us learn. Failures make you stronger. Pain makes you stronger.
You gotta decide, wait. Even if things don't work out, even if I experience defeat or failure, that does not make me a failure. It's a difference between failing and being a failure. If things don't work out, if you don't produce the results you want, that's all. But don't confuse who you are with the results that you produce.
My first 9 businesses didn't really amount to anything. 9. As in, the first one, I spent time on it.
F***ing failed. Second one, this one will be different. F***ing failed.
And then the third one, this one, failed.
And then 6 more after that.
And it's painful as shit, because the whole time everyone is telling you, I told you so.
And they're right. Today.
But not forever.
Failure is an indispensable part of success. Failure is essential to success. That if you avoid failing, you cannot succeed.
It's not the critic who counts. It's not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done it better. The credit belongs to the person who's actually in the arena.
The person we really admire isn't only the person who wins, and it's because we're looking for something deeper.
Whose face is marred with blood and sweat and dust. Who, at the best, in the end, knows the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails daring greatly.
We're looking for that, the manifestation of character that allows you to win across the set of possible games.
No one has ever achieved anything if they haven't faced failures, if they haven't had disappointments. To achieve anything in life, you have to be prepared to take on the odds.
The flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all.
And then once you recognize that part of that monster or all that monster is you, that's when you can actually start fulfilling your dreams and living the life that you're meant to live.
All of us, nobody's perfect. We failed too many times. We have so many uncertainty in our life that we have to be capable when we are down to stand up. It's part of the journey, it's part of the process, it's part of our education. In my case, I learn the most when I'm down.
You might never fail on the scale I did, but some failure in life is inevitable. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default.
You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far. Nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But you know something? I got news for you. That's where winning is.
Right? Faced adversity. The true greats can conquer adversity, and that's what I said to myself every day in that camp. The true greats come through adversity.
The moment of failure, and the atmosphere and the finality of it all, and the audience, and I felt demoralized.
I don't look at failure as failure. I look at failure as attempts at what I'm trying to accomplish. So what that means is this: you are just as tough as all the other people that have endured what you are enduring right now. So always stay in the fight.
To accept defeat, to learn to die is to be liberated from it. So when tomorrow comes, you must free your ambitious mind and learn the art of dying.
You stop being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Wake up. We have a moral burden to bear, and that's the adventure of our life.
So, you got two choices. One, you get scared, you give up, and then you burn up. And the second one,
Or I can totally just sack it up and fail and fail and fail until I succeed.
And you have not failed. What you've done is you've learned. And you're still alive. So get up and go get after it.